Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video. I've been seeing a lot of negative feedback around Hawkmoon ever since the quest dropped last week. I'm consistently seeing players claim it's underwhelming, it's bad, and the exotic perk doesn't feel quite exotic. My response to that is this. Yeah!
You were wrong. Wrong. Wrong, and you're winning.
I'm just going to lay out up front how I feel about this gun, and then we'll talk about why I feel that way in this video. The Hawkmoon in Destiny 2 is leaps and bounds ahead of its Destiny 1 predecessor. It is more consistently useful and can be used intentionally and strategically to pull off some incredible moments, not once in a while, but multiple times each match. So we'll talk about why that's true and how to leverage its strengths in this video. Okay, so here's the deal about Hawkmoon. Its base stats are astronomical. They are off the charts. The range on this thing is the only thing that's just good, while everything else is phenomenal, right? The range is a bit less than Ace, but after that, it's a different story. It has 76 stability to Ace's 55, right? That's huge. That is a huge difference there. It has 83 handling to Ace's 55. Like, that's massive. It has 63 reload speed to Ace's 48. Also has alloy mag, which is going to make that even better. And it has 93 aim assist to Ace's 70. Like, holy freaking crap, you guys. When we got Ace, we thought, oh my gosh, this thing's incredible. But look at these stats. Like, this hand cannon is an absolute monster statistically. All of those things come together like the friggin' Captain Planet, with your powers combined, and becomes one of the most fluid and natural feeling hand cannons in all of Destiny 2. And you absolutely cannot ignore those numbers because we've never seen a stat point allocation like this in any hand cannon ever in Destiny 2. Okay, but first I need to talk about something. So I had said yesterday on Twitter and on my Facebook page, hey, guys, come to the video tomorrow. You're going to see that there's a PS5 giveaway. I'm going to give away a PS5. And here's the deal with that. That PlayStation was going to be provided by the sponsor for this video. There's an application for sort of finding teammates and stuff. And they reached out to me. They were going to compensate me for the video. They were going to provide a PS5 for the giveaway. Everything looked great. They let me get my hands on the app itself. I checked it out. It looked pretty good. But I ended up deciding to pull that ad from this video this morning. Like, right before this video goes live is when I pulled the trigger and said, nah, we're not doing this. Essentially, I learned some things about this company. And I learned some things about the way that they do business, and I did not feel good about asking my viewers that I feel like I've tried to build up the trust of my viewers when it comes to stuff like this, and I did not feel good about sending you guys to go interact with this company and with this application. As it turns out, there would have been no way, guys, there would have been no way for you to get into the raffle, even though they said it was free. There would have been no way for you to get into the raffle and be in there long enough for them to pull it next week without losing money. So essentially what happens is they have this free trial period, and you're thinking, okay, sweet, I can download the app, get the free trial period, no big deal. Well, what it does is 3 days later, it commits you to the payment for the following week. So most people are thinking, oh, I've got 7 whole days. I'm going to sit in here and wait for that raffle to be pulled a week from today, right? Wrong. You're going to lose $15 or so, paying for your subscription fee for the following, when the trial period is up. You're going to pay for a whole month of it, essentially, is how it works. And there was no way for you to get out of it without spending money. In fact, when you try to cancel your subscription fee, your free subscription version, if you tried to cancel it, it would actually take you to another page that says, okay, here's your minimum now. And it's like like $1.99 or something for like a week or something. It's silly. So there is a way to get around it without paying any money, but most people would not have, I think, had the know-how to circumvent those systems and get out of the app without spending money. So I didn't want that because I feel like that would really breach the relationship that I have with you guys. So I am not accepting their PS5 for the giveaway, and I know this is a disappointment, but I feel like I got to do what I got to do to make sure that I'm not promoting something that you guys are going to feel, betrayed by. And I think that's really, really important for the relationship that I have with you guys. So you may feel disappointed about the PS5, but here's the deal. I'm going to just say, you know what, screw it. I'm going to eat the cost. I'm going to get my hands on a PS5. We're going to give one away, okay? It's not going to be today because I don't want to give away something I don't have. But I'm going to go out there. I already got one for myself, so how hard can it be, right? So even if I have to pay a little more, I don't know. We'll see. I will get my hands on a PS5, and we will give it away, and you will have to spend absolutely no money to get into that raffle. So I apologize for the inconvenience of not having the giveaway on this video, and I know that it could even look bad for me to say, you know, I said yesterday on 2 platforms, I'm going to give away a PS5 on my video I post tomorrow. And I don't want to make money off of the people that came here to this video only for that purpose. So for that reason, I've also went ahead and taken the ads off of this video as best as I can. So there's no mid-rolls or pre-rolls. So anyways, that's the deal, guys. This is just a freebie video on me, and we'll get our hands on a PS5 and give it away. So sorry for that inconvenience, but let's get back to the Hawkmoon. As we noted earlier in the video, the base stats of Hawkmoon are unparalleled in Destiny 2, and that's a good thing because we need all those stats working hand in hand to help us leverage the bafflingly good exotic perk, Pericausal Shot. And I see people complain about a lot of things with this gun. They say most players won't be able to do anything with Pericausal Shot because they're not going to be hitting all headshots. Listen, we've seen how easy it is to land crits with hand cannons on some of these weapons with high aim assist values like Spare Rations, Dire Promise, etc. You will often get a yellow number when aiming at a chest, a shoulder, or the space around an enemy's head. On top of that, you don't need to focus on the 6 and 7 stack Pericausal shots. I mean, those are dope. They make the big caw-caw. Sure, but you only need 3 stacks out of your first 6 bullets to 2-tap to the head. That means out of your first 6 shots in the mag, you only need to land 3 headshots, 50% crit to miss ratio, right? In order to get a nice 2-tap. And a lot of people have openly said that they would dump half a mag on Trustee to leverage high impact reserves for a 4-tap kill. And the same principle applies to Hawkmoon. Once you get those stacks, you have only 2 left in the mag. So don't sweat the reload, okay? Listen, I see people begging for a mag increase and saying the mag is holding the gun back. But you have to keep an open mind here. This isn't like every other gun. With Alloy Mag, as soon as you dump that last round, you're going to get a really fast reload speed off. And it's no big deal. Put on hand cannon reloader mod on your arms. It's lightning quick. I actually ended up taking it even further and using Ophidians to max out the handling and reload speeds of the gun. And it's so smooth. In fact, there's some gameplay, some clips in this gameplay where I do like really hot swaps from weapon to weapon and between melees and dodges and stuff like that, and you can just see how smooth it is. If the mag was larger, it would severely limit how often you can use Pericausal Shot. We do not want to limit how often we can use Pericausal Shot. I mean, you can't complain that the perk isn't useful to you and also want a larger mag, because that's going to directly nerf the exotic perk. You know what I'm saying? A larger mag would kill the utility of this weapon. There's a lot you can do with Pericausal Shot. Let's work backwards here and start with the 7-stack shot. This one is bonkers, obviously. The one-shot any Guardian with 7 stacks. One-shot any Guardian, whether you hit him in the head or the body. And as you saw earlier in the video, one-shot almost any super in the game. This is your big reward for hitting all those crits. You get an I win bullet, right? You just have to land it. Okay. I have missed that 7-stack bullet before, and I've been like, no. And that feels bad. So you just gotta land it. With 6 stacks, you can one-shot any Guardian to the head and leave a Guardian with a literal sliver of health if you hit him in the body. So you can also cut almost every super down to half health with a headshot with 6 stacks. Okay, now from here on down is where people are undervaluing the weapon and the perk, okay? It's basically almost always useful. With 5 stacks, you're going to do 178 to the head and 119 to the body. That's a ton of damage. With 4 stacks, you're going to do 127 to the head and 85 to the body. In this gameplay, there are multiple times where I use the last round with 4 or 5 stacks, and you know that's not going to kill somebody. It's going to do a ton of damage, but it's not going to kill somebody. And so, I immediately follow it up with a melee ability for an easy kill. This pairs very well with Celestial Fire. It's a nice 1-2 punch. Or, you can hot swap to your secondary for an easy cleanup. Or you can just get a regular punch for an easy cleanup. Or you can lead with a grenade and then shoot your 1 bullet left in the mag with 4 or 5 stacks, right? And it's gonna clean them up super easy. As long as you have a plan, you can reinforce that big chunk of damage with something else in your arsenal without forcing a reload in the middle of an unfinished gunfight. And this is the thing, you just have to have a plan. You have to know what the gun is capable of and know what else you have in your arsenal. And I love stuff like that, that's not just mindlessly pulling the trigger, but it's actually going to challenge me. It's going to engage me on a level that most builds don't engage me. It's going to keep me focused on the gameplay, keep me counting, keep me looking at my cooldowns, keep me looking at my stacks. I absolutely love that when the game engages a player on a different level, and it forces me to actually be focused. It forces me to actually have this feeling of being rewarded for what I'm doing, and I love it. So take it backward one more step, and let's assume that out of your first 6 bullets, you only hit half of your headshots, right? So now you're sitting on 3 stacks, and you're thinking, oh, I can't get a 1-tap with 3 stacks. I can't do a big chunk of damage with 3 stacks. May as well reload. Stop it. Don't. Don't. You're sitting on 3 stacks, and you're thinking, hey, that's a net damage of 102 to the head with my final shot. But here's the thing. With 2 rounds left, you can 2-tap. Make your 2 shots count, and with bullet number 1 to the head, right? This isn't going to give you a buff damage, right? This is just your second to last bullet in the mag. You're going to get another stack. You're going to get a 4th stack. Now you have 1 bullet left, and that one's going to do 127 damage, and that's going to put down the target. So, you hear me? You hear me here? You're at 3 stacks, and that's very reasonable. This happens all the time to me, because even I miss shots frequently, okay? So I get to this point where I have 2 rounds left in the magazine, and I have 3 stacks. If you have 2 left in the mag, and you have 3 stacks, you can 2-tap. Put both bullets to the head, and you're going to get a 4th stack for your first shot, and you're going to drop the target with your second bullet. It's that easy. The thing I love about this gun is that you don't even have to be intentional about it if you don't want to be. It's such a good hand cannon on its own that essentially you can forget about the perk and just play with it normally. It will reload wicked fast, and frequently it will just work. You'll get extra damage that will help you win a gunfight that you would have otherwise lost. And I find myself often getting the benefit of a Pericausal shot that I was not mindful of because it wasn't a 6 or 7 stack, right? And the gun just works. Frankly, this to me is so much better than the Destiny 1 version of the gun. You couldn't plan for it in Destiny 1. You couldn't rely on it in Destiny 1. It was a crapshoot, a game of RNG. And you never earned that very rare 1-tap. It would just randomly happen every once in a blue moon. And that sucked, frankly, for the other guy who lost to RNG, not gun skill or a well-deserved damage buff. It's nothing you can defend against. You didn't even get an audio cue back then that it was going to happen. In D2, at least you do. You get the caw and you know, oh man, someone out there has that Pericausal shot ready to go. It's like a super activation. And it may not be S tier and PvE in D2, but it's definitely useful. And it can be a lot of fun for things like solo lost sectors and stuff like that, for putting a buttload of damage into champions and yellow bars regularly. In D1, Hawkmoon was not a good PvE choice. I mean, you could use it in playlist activity, sure. But if you were using it in any endgame activity, you were being a hipster, right? You were doing yourself a disservice. It was like intentionally handicapping yourself with all the PvE exotics that were out there. I see Hawkmoon as an absolute win-win in D2. It's kind of like Zen Meteor in some ways. Zen Meteor in D1 created a fun little mini-game for players. Get those precision hits and be rewarded with a god bullet. And Hawkmoon is like that, except D2, Hawkmoon, is actually an incredible hand cannon on its own, apart from the perk. Zen Meteor was a garbage sniper rifle and was only offset by the big bullet. Other than that, it was a bad sniper. Hawkmoon feels so good to use. It's a dream hand cannon, and when you take the time to simply understand the perk, you're going to be leveraging that Pericausal shot in numerous different ways to drop targets super fast in PvP. I cannot wait to use it in trials, honestly, and like peek in and out of cover, getting a headshot here, getting a headshot there, until I can get to the bottom part of the magazine, maybe 2 bullets left, and I can just full send on an enemy, get a 2-tap or even a 1-tap, and it's gonna be sick. So let me know in the comments section, how do you feel about Hawkmoon? Put it on a 1 to 10 scale for me, in your opinion, with 10 being the best it could possibly be. Thanks so much for watching the video. I do genuinely appreciate it, and feel free to drop a like only if you liked the video. So be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.